fellow ravers, welcome back to another episode of Rip or Rave. I'm your host, Loren Dent, and we have a really great episode planned for you today. Before we get into it though, let me tell you a bit about myself. I am a junior telecommunications and journalism news major with a minor in leadership studies, and ever since I was a young girl, I've always had a passion for fashion. And of course, we can't start before I introduce our lovely co-host and guest. Helping me out, as always, is Vanessa Brooks.
Hi guys, I'm Vanessa Brooks. I'm a journalism news major. I am focusing in sports broadcasting with a minor in marketing. And ever since I could remember, I've just felt that fashion was a way for me to express myself.
So today, we are so excited to be joined by three stylists from Hothead Salon. All the way on the end, we have Jackie.
Hi, my name's Jackie, and I'm the manager at Hotheads, and I have worked there for 7 years.
And next to Jackie, we have Natalia.
Hi, I'm Natalia. I am our salon's makeup artist, and I have been with Hothead since 2011.
And last but not least, we have Abi.
Hi, my name's Abby. I've been with Hotheads for 3 years, and I am the social media manager.
So thank you all so much for being here today. And with that, let's get into our first topic. Since the lovely ladies of Hotheads are here with us today, this episode is going to be all about hair. And of course, to understand where we're going, we have to take a look at where we came from. It's time for a hairstyle flashback as we take a look at the top dudes from the past 4 decades.
To start, we're throwing it all the way back to the 1970s. The top styles during this flower-powered decade were big bangs, shag, and the Farrah Fawcett. So, looking at these 3 women, clearly I think personally that Farrah Fawcett had the best hairstyle, personally. You can also see like the pixie cut and the long kind of like hippie hair. Mm-hmm. Out of this, what do you think that we see like still in today's style?
You see, when I think of mom hair, I definitely think of those bangs and the Farrah Fawcett. I mean, to this day, how many moms are still trying to pull off the
Everybody
Farrah
wants their
Fawcett?
hair feathered back still.
Bangs are still pretty prevalent, too.
Especially, I would say, with more mature women. Bangs can hide a lot, so.
I do have a lot of people come in and then they still ask for like a shag haircut too.
Which is
pretty much just a
dates
lot
back
of
to the
feather back.
70s, which we didn't even learn haircuts in hair school. We learned a way of cutting. It was, point-based design hair cutting, but you still have women come in that want the shag, and you're like, okay, I know what that is, because it was, 35 years ago, but I can do it.
I like Farrah Fawcett's hair the best only because, like, I love voluminous hair, and it doesn't make her look old or anything. Like, she still looks extremely youthful, and it's just, I don't know, popping. I love it.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the most iconic hairstyle from that decade.
Big, beautiful hair.
Up next, the 1980s. This was the age of perms and mullets. Well, the mullet, I always think of Hannah Montana's dad.
Billy Ray Cyrus.
Yes.
Billy
That's
Ray
the
Cyrus.
iconic mullet.
My dad has a mullet in his senior pictures.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say still. I was like,
No, I would not let that
cut it
happen.
off.
It always reminds me of 3rd grade. Every kid in my class had a mullet.
The rat tails.
The rat tails.
Was it like party in the
Business
front
in
or
the
business
front,
in the
party
front, party in the back?
Yeah.
I hate the mullet. I really hate it. I think it's so
Even
ugly.
Zendaya did that like fashion
And
mullet
I hated
on the
it.
runway. Yeah, a couple years ago.
Fashion mullets were a thing, kind of, while we were in hair school.
Or even like the Euro trash mullet, like the soccer kind of mullet. You still see, but
So ugly.
Thankfully, we don't get a whole lot of requests for that anymore.
Yeah. No, I used to play basketball with a girl, and her little brother wanted to keep his rat tail. So, like, they would always cut his hair, but not the rat
they
tail.
would just leave it.
And I was like, ooh, you gotta help your little brother out.
No.
Not gonna lie, I had a rat tail in hair school. I've had a mullet, I've had a rat tail, I've had a mohawk, I've had every hairstyle you can possibly imagine. It's been on my head.
Okay, so moving on to the 1990s, we have frosted tips making their way onto the stage. Well, when I think of frosted tips, I always think of like the Backstreet Boys.
Oh yeah.
Justin Timberlake's
go.
curly.
Yes.
That's when
Yeah.
men really
Hair.
started coloring the hair, is when the frosted tips came about.
Yeah.
It's almost like they made it okay.
Yeah.
You know, because before you didn't really see it a lot, and then the '90s happened, NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys happened, and then frosted
it was cool.
tips.
But honestly, I feel like frosted tips are still prevalent because I know, especially with a lot of like African American hair, like they'll do like the fade on the side and then have it like kind of curly at the top and then like dye it a little blonde or red or whatever. So I think it's still a thing, and then I like it. It's cute.
Yeah, I
Well,
like
and
it
it's
too.
kind of evolved into almost like balayage techniques. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's still kind of hand painted highlights, and we, apply it with a brush or we
Right.
apply it with our fingers, but it's kind of updated and has stayed current.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you get guys that come in that still want frosted tips?
We have guys that get
but they don't call it that.
right, right. We have guys that come in for color, not very often, but yeah, it's not unheard of.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember the one time I saw my friend's mom doing her dad's hair. They like put a shower cap on and like poked holes to like
And
do
pulled
it.
it through.
That's how
and-
everybody used to get their hair highlighted. Even if you had long hair, like past your shoulders, they would pull it through a
I
cap.
was just confused because this was her like 40-year-old dad.
He was getting his
But,
highlights.
I mean, yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. And finally, the infamous styles of the 2000s. We all remember the ever so popular bump it. I never liked the bump it. That's because I naturally have curly hair, so the bump it was not a thing for me. But I do always think like the poof or the bump,
Oh, yeah.
like
Poof
The
was
Snooki
Snooki.
fade. Oh,
Yes.
I had a woman bring in a bump it one time. She was coming in for bridal hair, a wedding hair, and she brought a bump it, and I was like, oh no, I don't.
Yeah,
need
we
this.
don't.
Yeah.
We don't
I-
use.
We don't really use
I
it.
can do a poof without a bump it. I'm a
Yeah.
hairstylist, but it was like the funniest thing. So I was
Wow.
like, oh, okay, I don't need that.
They were a really funny fad, though, just the idea of bump it.
That was one
more
of those
for
as seen on TV things, right?
Yeah, and that was more for styling your hair at home, not something
Right.
You would bring into
Not
the
something
Right.
that we would need
Yeah.
to make
Yeah.
a poof.
Kind of reminds me of like that donut that like you can do the.
The bun
Yeah.
thing.
Yes.
Sock
Those still work though.
Oh yeah,
Those
no, I'm
do
not
work.
opposed to
Yeah.
those. I'm just saying that like whole method of
I feel it.
being able to do your hair at home and everything
Yeah.
like that.
So now that we've remembered the past, what do you ladies think the future has in store for us in terms of hairstyles?
It's definitely gravitated towards more natural, like the Rudy look, the balayage, so you don't have to get your hair touched up as often. It's definitely really big right now.
Everybody wants like undone hair, and natural texture is really popular.
Embracing
right now.
natural texture.
Yeah.
Like what are they? The beach waves or curls?
Beach waves or even curls
Natural
in
curls.
general. Whereas in the past we worked flat iron. Everything has to be straight, sleek, shiny. But now we have better products for curly hair. We can make curly hair and we can work with natural texture a lot easier now. Whereas we had mousse before or
Right.
gel.
Yeah.
But you can have soft, beautiful, natural curls. Whereas before it was all about the flat iron.
Yeah.
Right. Of course, none of these styles come easy, and all the tools and products it takes to get them can be a little complicated. So we're going to throw it to Taylor Kelly with a little Styling Tools 101 sesh for you guys.
What's up, Bravers? It's Taylor Kelly, your segment host, back for a new episode. On this week's segment, we're going to talk about hairstyling techniques, and I've brought my friend Kayla.
Hello guys, my name is Kayla Ducking. I am a junior here at Ball State, majoring in telecommunications and minoring in fashion.
So tell me a little bit about your hair.
Okay, so my hair is Brazilian mink hair. It's a protective style, and it's very affordable depending on what type of hair you get or where you get it from.
So tell me one of your favorite ways to style your hair.
One of my favorite ways to style my hair is like just like really cute Kim K curls, those big like barrel curls.
Ooh, I know what you're talking about. Those
Yeah.
are cute. Okay, so what are you going to show us today?
But today I'm going to show you guys how to wand curl your hair, kind of like in a messy, effortless way. Kind of like if you don't have natural curls and you want to just wake up with those messy looking curls, then.
All right, let's do it.
So some of the products that you'll need is a paddle brush. You'll need some Got2b glue. These are for, if you have like a little harsh edges, you can use some Got2b glue. That's what I like to use on my edges. Some hairspray. You don't have to use hairspray, but I like to. It makes it last longer.
and your wand curler. I like to set mine to about 400 degrees, so the highest temperature, just so it can be kind of quick. Well, I like to part my hair into two different sections. I'm not gonna curl every piece of my hair because that's just gonna take forever. So I just like to take the pieces on top, take my wand curler. If you want to use a glove, just so you don't burn yourself, you can. But I'm a pro at this, so you just wand curl it like this. So you take it, twist it around like this, and you keep twisting it, kind of like you're tying your earbuds, and then you just twist it, hold it for about 15 seconds. And then you let it go. And there you go. It's one curl. So now we're just going to do that all over the head, but I'm going to show you guys one more time just in case you missed it. So I'm taking my piece of hair, I take my wand curler and I start twisting it around the wand curler. If you want to, you can hold the extra little piece just so it can stay, because if you're not holding the hair, then it's going to just fall apart. So if you're wrapping your hair around like I showed you earlier and you let it go, this is what's going to happen. So it's not going to stay wrapped around the barrel and you're not going to get the tightest curl. So once you've wand curled majority of your hair, you got enough curls, you feel like it's at that point where you like it, then this is where you take your hairspray and you take your brush and you kind of brush out those curls to make them look more effortless and more messy. So I'm just gonna shake up my hairspray and spray it in my hair. And I'm going to do it to the other side. So just lift up those wand curls and just spray it. Then what I like to do is flip my head over and then shake it out to put some more volume in my hair. But you don't have to do that if you want to. But you just kind of lift it up like this and then just kind of finger detangle those curls. And the hairspray really adds a lot of volume in there. So to kind of like put the icing on the cake, I like to take really small strands, like really tiny strands, and wand curl those tiny strands. So this is like the last step that I do. And then I let it go. See how pretty that little curl is? And then you just keep doing that. You only need about, I don't know, not that many
because you don't want it to look too, you don't want too many of these pieces. Now that you have some of these small curls over here and these small curls over here, what I like to do is finger detangle that even more. So now it looks more effortless. So you see these flyaways on the top of my head. So to fix that, what we're gonna do is take some of our hairspray and we're just gonna put that at the top. Not too much because you don't want your hair to be like super hard or sticky. And you just kind of brush it down. If you have a harder brush, not a paddle brush, like one of those hard bristle brushes, then that'll probably work a lot better, just depending on like your hair texture. But kind of move some of the curls, maneuver them to fall the way that you want them to. And for the edges, you just take some of the Got2b glue. I don't really need to do my edges right now because I had them done before this video. But take some of your Got2b glue, literally the tiniest amount, because if you use too much, your hair gonna be, girl, sticking to your scalp. So I just take some of that Got2b glue and I do it like this. Like I said, if you have a bristle brush, it's easier. It just kind of just depends on your hair texture. And put some of that on your edges. And these are your curls. Well, there you have it, ravers. She showed you guys how to wand curl your hair. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys found this beneficial. And I hope you guys can go home and wand curl your own hair for whenever you want to go out or just look cute for class. The stuff in this video is very cheap. You can get a wand curler for like $10. The Got2b is like $3, a paddle brush, and that's pretty much in the hairspray. So all this stuff is very cheap, very affordable. So this hairstyle doesn't really take that much, doesn't really take that much time as well. So if you guys want to see more of this look or some other looks, then go ahead and follow me on Instagram at Kayla_Brienne. I also have a YouTube channel. You can follow me there at Kayla Brienne. I don't do hair videos, but I do like advice videos and like college videos. So if you guys are interested in that, I have a Snapchat that's Miss_Brienne. All right, we will see you guys. Well, I will see you guys on next week's segment. Have a good one. Bye, guys.
Moving right along, we wanted to take some time to chat with you ladies about all the ins and outs of the hair industry right now. Sound good?
Great.
Okay, so first question, what do you ladies think about like dramatic color changes? Are there any tips for that?
They take a lot of work and a lot of time on my part and on your part.
I would say just expect multiple sessions. Sometimes it takes more than one session to achieve what you want, especially if it is a dramatic change. I'm Hispanic, I have naturally dark hair, it's almost jet black, and I'm platinum blonde. I didn't do this in a day. It probably took several sessions over the course of a year to get my hair lifted to this color. No, it's not impossible if you have dark hair, but it is going to take more time and more work. More upkeep, it's more expensive, so.
A lot of people get discouraged if you don't get results right away, but we definitely want to take care of your hair and make sure that we're doing it the right way.
Right.
And it just takes time.
And taking care of your hair at home, like on your own with professional products, has a lot to do with it as well. Like using professional products, like you can't go buy Pantene to use on your hair because it just coats your hair with wax and just makes it more difficult to get to your end goal with your hair.
So with that, like when you're saying don't use Pantene, are you saying that in general or when you're trying to achieve a color?
Well, in general, it does kind of coat your hair strand and can cause a lot of buildup on your hair. So like
There's
we
even
use all
some reactions with our color.
Right.
and
It can react with
drugstore
lightener, it
products.
can react with certain types of color. If you don't ever color your hair and your hair is shorter and it's getting cut off before it really gets built up and you never really do anything with your hair, I mean, it's fine. But definitely for color treated hair, you do need to take better care of it. Anytime you're doing a color service, you're going to lose protein and moisture. And generally, if a shampoo is for color treated hair, it's putting back in what we're taking out when we color it.
Right.
and we use all Paul Mitchell products, and all of their products are especially formulated to take care of that color line, to take care of Paul Mitchell color. So.
Okay. So, do you each have like a styling horror story? Like a disaster that's happened? It could even be like with
think
your
of
hair.
anything like specifically, but definitely, I mean, we've seen some pretty damaged hair just from box bleaching, box color at home. A lot of, especially with like our campus location, you know, some students are like, "Oh, my roommate did my hair," and it's like, "Well, you know, that's what we're for."
Every color correction story starts with, my roommate and I went to Sally's.
And places like Sally's allow people that aren't licensed to go in there and to just kind of pick out whatever. And the things that we formulate are specifically for the person in our chair. So like we look at your hair and then we formulate what you need. But box color and things from Sally's are just kind of the strongest just to
It's
get
like
you where you want to be.
It's like a one-size-fits-all
Yeah.
hair
Yeah.
product.
Well, and also, even if you were to use the same exact products and tools that we have an education to back it up. Whereas, you know, you put someone in this room with all of this technology and just expect them how to use it and get the same results.
True.
So a lot of it is knowledge. Like, we know how to use the right products and tools. We have an education. We went to school for this. So you are putting your trust in our hands, but we do have a lot of knowledge to back it up.
Okay. All right. So, what about a best moment or favorite memory in reference to hairstyling?
I don't know.
We
Nothing
do a lot of hair
specifically, but
shows, and it's really inspiring
Yeah.
to see a lot of our industry come together. And what I love about our job is that we always keep learning. Like we just talked about the styles through the years. Like, we're always learning what people want, different fads, different things on the runway. People always want to do something different, and it's fun to keep learning and not just, you know, keep doing the same things over and over.
Right.
The best part about what we do is making people feel good about themselves. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what we're there for. We had a wedding party today. The mother of the bride had cancer. You know, she had a wig, she had no eyebrows, no eyelashes. She was here from Florida for her daughter's wedding, you know, and I did her airbrush makeup. I put false lashes on her. And at the end of it, I mean, everybody, you know, was beside themselves with how, you know, beautiful she looked, but it was how she felt. Like, we could tell, like, she was glowing. She was happy. She was like, oh my God, I have eyelashes, you know? And it's things like that's why we do what we do. Because we're here to make people feel better about themselves. Was she beautiful before the eyelashes and the airbrush makeup? Of course she was. But that made her feel beautiful. And that's why we do what we do.
yeah, that's definitely the best part of it, is just making people happy and just seeing like their face change. Like, you gave them what they couldn't achieve themselves, and they're just like super grateful.
Okay. And what about how did you all get into the hair industry? Like, what inspired you?
I actually, most hairstylists say that they like did their doll's hair, they played with their sister's hair. I was a total tomboy. I never said before the age of like 16 that I wanted to be a hairstylist, but my beauty school came and talked to my high school, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna try that. And just the first week of beauty school, I absolutely fell in love. It's my favorite, so.
I have always wanted to do hair. My mother's best friend growing up owned a salon in Muncie, and she was the coolest woman I had ever met. She was always dressed very fashionably. Her hair was always on point. You had no idea how old she was.
Right.
Just like some of the women that we work with, it's like hairstylists don't age, we're like vampires. And it's like, I just remember her always talking about, you know, going to New York and Vegas and all of these really amazing places for hair shows, which is what I get to do now. And I basically wanted to be her when I grew up. I was always, you know, at her house. She babysat me, you know, in her salon, and I didn't even care what I was getting done with my hair. I just wanted to be there.
Right.
You know, I just wanted to be in that environment. And it's like, now I get to do that every day.
I always just enjoyed doing really fun makeup, and I enjoyed getting my hair done. So I would go to the school that I went to, the Salon Professional Academy, and I would do just crazy stuff with my hair. I was in there all the time, and at one of the appointments, somebody was like, "Oh, well, is this what you want to do when you get older? Like, when you graduate, do you want to go to hair school?" And it was just kind of like, it clicked, like it made sense, and I was like, yeah, I probably should do that since I'm here all the time, and this is what I like to do. So yeah, I decided. I was like 16 and started right after high school.
Okay, and what tips would you give people who want to hop into this industry?
It takes a lot of passion and a lot of work. It is an artistic career, and I feel like you can't excel in those unless you care. And the people, especially the team that I work with, we put absolutely everything into our salons. And you can't really excel in something like this unless you care about your clients and you care about your craft and you work really hard at it.
Yeah, you definitely get out of it what you put into it. So the harder you work, the farther you're going to go in this industry.
You have to be able to work with people. Just because you love doing your hair and your makeup, it's a lot different working with other people. You're making other people happy, and you have to learn to kind of be in the background because it's about them. That's why typically hairstylists will wear all black, because it's not about us. It's about the person in our chair.
I didn't know that.
And we get bleach stains all over our clothes.
Yeah.
Right, but and I feel like people kind of get that wrong idea that we're, these divas, these beautiful people, which we are, but it's not about us. And so when I show up to work, it's about my clients that day. It's not about me. So it's just, you have to be able to talk to people. You have to be able to make people feel comfortable and at ease. You have to really study. I mean, we learn chemistry, we learn electricity, everything that we're learning changes every year. There's always new products, new tools. So you do have to stay up on trends and new technology if you are going to be in this industry, because it is always changing, and you have to be okay with change and comfortable with change.
Okay. And are there any styles that you recommend for certain face types?
We try not to label people. If you tell someone they have a round face, for the rest of their life, they're going to be like, oh, I can't wear that because I got a round face.
Right.
Right. We usually never tell people, no, you can't do that. We just kind of give people options, like, this is going to look this way, and this is going to look this way on you.
Or this might look better, or if you are in love with that haircut, here's how we can tweak it to fit your face, but we never label people, if that makes sense.
We don't make decisions like for other people. We do have people that come in and ask, like, hey, do you tell me what I need, and we give them options, but yeah, we normally don't like to tell people exactly, like,
especially
what they
because
need.
things you might like, they may not like, and they don't know that yet. So sometimes we like to start out with, what do you not like? Do you not want bangs? Do you not want, layers around the face? Do you want to keep your length? Just kind of steer them towards what they really want, and eventually they'll come to what they think makes them look more beautiful.
And there are certain things, if you do feel like you have a round face, adding volume through the top is going to help balance it out. If you have a very long face, you don't want a really long straight hairstyle. You want something that has a little bit more movement. But we generally, whatever style someone does have in mind, we will find a way to make it work for you.
Okay. And so my last question is, how is it serving the Ball State community?
Right now, since it was a barbershop before, it is mainly men's cuts. And I think that's because we've only been open for a year, and the word hasn't really got out that we're a full service salon and that we do color. So that's kind of what we're trying to promote, is that we do everybody's hair. We're not just, not just doing men's cuts. We're there to serve everybody.
We take appointments, we take all forms of payments. We're just trying to, break the barrier between, because he was a barbershop for so long, and he didn't take appointments or anything like that. So we're just trying to get the word out there more.
And being in a college town is fun. I mean, we get to do a lot of things here that you wouldn't normally get to do elsewhere. When I worked in Chicago, you would think that I was doing colors like this all day, but no, I was doing business lady here, I was doing bobs, I was doing very natural, I was doing gray retouches. I never got to do colors like that when I lived there. Here, I get to do fun colors and fun haircuts all the time because it is a college town. People are coming here, they're trying on, different hairstyles and new identities. People are finding themselves. They're young, they have the opportunity to have fun here. So we do get to play around and have a lot of fun being in a college town, which makes our jobs more fun.
It's always new people, always new
That's
ideas.
what I was gonna say. Always new people.
Every
a big
4
variety
years,
of people
yeah, you
here.
got, it's like the town's full of new people. So
Yeah.
it's
My
always
mom never let me
changing.
color my hair before. Chop it off and
Oh
make
yeah,
it
welcome
pink.
week's always
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
With all the freshmen coming in and they're like, I was never allowed to have pink hair, but I'm gonna do it. Or you have girls that come in with long hair and they're like, I want a pixie, you know.
Yeah, we do get a lot of that. A lot of freshman girls come in and they just want a totally new look. New
But it's
fun
kind of their
color.
first time that they can just
Yeah.
be themselves.
Try and
I
Mhm.
feel that, yeah.
Okay, ravers, we heard our guest styling horror stories. Now we want to hear yours. Tweet us at Rip or Rave with a time your hairdo was a flop. Pictures are encouraged.
Well, it looks like we've come to the end of another episode of Rip or Rave. Thanks again to our guests for joining us today. And as a way of saying thank you, we always like to give you some time at the end of our show to plug any projects you're working on or tell us where we can find you on social media. So we can start with.
I think we all have separate Instagram accounts for our work. So my hair page is hair_by_J Cox.
My Instagram that features my hair as well as my makeup, it's Beauty by Natalia Glee. I would also definitely check out our Hotheads Facebook and Instagram. That has a good sampling of everyone's work that we work with, along with our individual stylist Instagram pages.
My personal Instagram would be _XOABI. And then as well, we have a website. I have a website. We have Facebook pages.
Okay. Again, thank you so much. And that wraps up our show today. Please connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Rip or Rave to find out what the latest fashion trends are. Get updates on upcoming episodes and much more. Get involved with the conversation and let us know what you rave about.